Oh, hello, 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 hello. How's it going, people? Welcome to the stream. Welcome, 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 welcome. Hope everyone's had a fantastic day. Everyone's feeling well. It is Thursday, the 10th of July, and Arsenal have announced another player. In this case, Arsenal have announced, of course, Christian Norgaard as a new Arsenal player, number 16, I think it was. We have a new player announced. So now we have announced Kepa, Norgaard, and Zubimendi. Basically, everyone who we have signed. The rest of the players are still up in the air. Nobody knows what is going on. Madueke news still there. Let's be real, still there. We're gonna definitely talk about that because the bid has been rejected. The first one, the 50 million one. However, there are some rumors which are very concerning regarding, of course, Noni Madueke, right? Then you have, of course, as well, the main striker guy in terms of Viktor Gyökeres, who as well, there was a big meltdown in terms of Gyökeres because there were talks this morning as I woke up that Arsenal might pull the plug on the deal. But apparently it's all false, it's all fake, it's just for the clicks because there are some more reliable sources that have come out and said that, well, we're going to talk about it, but the deal is still on and it's not that far off as people want us to believe, at least the ITKs from Portugal. And of course, the big question is, what the hell is Arsenal going to do in this window in general? Because Madueke, Gyökeres, maybe Eze, and then of course Zubimendi, Kepa, and everything. It's July 10th. Today as well, it got announced that Arsenal have arrived in Spain for 5-day warm weather training. Remember the last warm weather training we had when Havertz got an ACL? Like, remember those days in Dubai? Yeah, basically it's a 5-day preseason training. Then they're going to fly back. And then, of course, afterwards, they're going to fly out to Singapore on July 19th to face basically who they're going to face even. AC Milan, Spurs, and somebody else. I forgot who we're going to face. There will be more teams. And then, of course, the preseason Emirates Cup. And, of course, the Premier League kicks off, which at the moment, if you look at it, it's five weeks exactly till the season kicks off. And, yeah, we haven't done the things we need to be doing still, which is basically the main topic of today. And we, of course, gonna talk about it. So big up to you all. If you haven't already, do me a favor, smash the like button. Smash it, caress it, destroy it, hammer it, axe it, Hulk smash it, however you do it, please do it. Helps the stream a lot, helps to share the word around. The more the likes, the more it gets pushed around in YouTube algorithms, of course. And of course, more people come in and share their opinions. Subscribe if you're new around here. We are this close to 700 subscribers, so push that subscribe button as well. And of course, above all, don't forget to put your thoughts in the live chat. Big up Hyper Protagonist. Hope you're doing well today, my guy. Hope everything is well with you. Welcome, Christian NordVPN guard. Yeah, we have another player in terms of Arsenal. We have announced Norgaard today, which ultimately is a very interesting thing. I'm not gonna lie, Norgaard has been announced. So let's see what is how it's gonna go. Because Norgaard is one of those players that actually were, I just say, quite a few fans, including myself, lost quite a bit of nerve on it because at the time we obviously know that we have more urgent targets in this regard. Let's just put it that way. We have more urgent targets we should be going after. But today, shout out Google Pixel, not sponsored or anything, but Arsenal have posted Christian Norgaard, all smiles on this signing day. Basically, Christian Norgaard has been announced as an Arsenal player number 16 in the building. You happy with Norgaard or not? Let me know what you think. July 10th and still no Gyökeres. Yeah, what the hell is going on? Who the hell is Madueke? July 10th, still got Arteta. What the hell is going on? Yeah, it's basically like that. We don't want that damn Chelsea reject. We already signed Kepa. What the hell are Chelsea dumping ground? Yeah, we are actually in a midst of things that we could actually sign 2 Chelsea players. Yes, 2. You heard me right. In one window, which now starts to beg the question, what the actual F, to say the least. And this is the biggest worry regarding in terms of Madueke, because since we are talking about Madueke, let's talk about this. Because I don't know how true this is or not, but these are one of the latest things I have seen regarding Noni Madueke. Because Arsenal's first bid of 50 million has been rejected, obviously, and there will be new bid going in soon, allegedly. Right? And here it is. The Times reports, not sports, reports that Andrea Berta himself, which is very, very worrying signs, I'm not gonna lie. If Views was here, he would be genuinely losing his shit. I'm not gonna lie, I'm kind of losing myself, because we said, and we were quite convinced as Arsenal fans, that this was Arteta signing. But based on this specifically, what's in front of us right now, it is Andrea Berta signing. And this is now a bit worrying, isn't it? Andrea Berta believes Arsenal are not overpaying for Noni Madueke by launching 50 million bid. They add that he is convinced that the Chelsea star is worth, and this is the best part, 65 million in the current market. 65 million. 65 goddamn million. You know, these news come out, and then I see Spurs, 2 days, 55 million for Kudus, 60 million for Morgan Gibbs-White, both signed, done and dusted. And we are here signing Noni Madueke. What? Seriously, what the actual F we are doing here? And this now shows that it's not just Mikel Arteta who is the problem. It's also Andrea Berta. So what was the goddamn reason of signing Andrea Berta? Might as well kept Jason Ato, because he can negotiate 60 million deal for Madueke. Let's be real. Like, let's not cap. Let's not beat around the bush here. What was the point in signing Madueke? What was the point? Serious talk. Give me 1 second though. But yeah, overall, it's actually kind of worrying, to say the least. If this signing is being pushed by Berta per se, oh my god. Like, now I'm starting to get hella worried, because I was a defender of Andrea Berta. I was strictly very convinced that Andrea Berta is here, and we're gonna see the best of Andrea Berta when Mikel Arteta leaves, because then he can help out the next manager, the next future of Arsenal, and then we're gonna see the best of him. But when news like this, specifically this bullshit, comes out, I cannot defend him anymore. Noni Madueke, Andrea Berta believes 65 million is worth also paying. He basically is suggesting here that we are willing to pay over what Chelsea actually wants. Because Chelsea, I would assume, would accept 50 million, 55 million. But Berta is coming out and saying, you know what? We have done such good business for Havertz, 65 million. We're going to drop 65 million again. 130 million on Kai goddamn Havertz, the giraffe, who has bulked up, is Hulk now, and all this bullshit they tried to push on us. And now we have Noni Madueke, goddamn Noni Madueke, for 65 million coming in as well. What the fuck we are doing here? Excuse my French. 65 million. He's on 50 grand a week at Chelsea. Probably if we sign him, he's going to be on about 120, 150 at Arsenal. He's not coming in as a backup as well. He's not coming in as a backup, people. He's coming in as a starter player. And he's going to be the left wing. As we talked yesterday, Arteta envisions him as the main guy for the left wing. And I'm starting to believe this crap as well now. I don't know. I genuinely don't know. Where is this coming from? Has Berta caught Arteta-titis, the virus that is spreading through Arsenal and the Arsenal fan base, where blind shepherd is leading blind sheep in Top Gunners, and now Berta has caught it? 65 million for Noni Madueke. I have Liverpool fans. I have United fans, City fans who wouldn't even take him. They say, at best, he's worth 20, 25 million. And that's if you push it. Was watching Nick, the football club stream. He wouldn't pay 30 million even for Noni Madueke. 25 he can accept. What the actual fuck is this club doing here? 130 million for Havertz and Madueke. Chelsea at the moment have FFP issues with UEFA, by the way. We are helping them to make the slate clean now. We are actually helping them to avoid transfer bans, European competition bans. We are genuinely dragging them out from depths of hell, arguably. Like, what? Do we have a secret deal? Do Chelsea have some naked photos of Berta and Arteta doing the jiggy or something that they can blackmail like us? Same goes for Kroenkes. Maybe they have Kroenke some jiggy pictures there. Because this has been happening for far goddamn too long. Too many players, too overpaid players, and it's always their useless players, never the good ones. Because we are never going to go to Chelsea and get Cole Palmer, never going to get Caicedo, never going to get Enzo Fernandez or players like that. We're never going to go to United and get Bruno Fernandes. They're going to otherwise come here and they're going to take Saka. They can take Timber, White. They can take Gabriel, Saliba, and all those guys. They did that with us. Van Persie. Who else is there? Ashley Cole, Patrick Vieira, Nasri. The list goes on and on. Whilst we basically, like raccoons, go in their dumpsters and find all they have offered. How these players who are not good enough, in this case Madueke, for phase 2 Madueke, who is challenging for top 4, will be the guy who's going to carry Arsenal over the line in Premier League, Champions League, FA Cup, Carabao Cup. Over the line in phase 6, by the way, Mikel Madueke, Paella Arteta, and everything. A team that supposedly should be going for a title. Make it make sense. This guy scored 7 goals last year. 7. Oh, but he's Premier League proven. Willian was Premier League proven. Cedric was Premier League proven. Mkhitaryan was Premier League proven. All of them are Premier League proven who we signed from Premier League. Yet 9 times out of 10, we signed the useless trash. And they never work out. They do us more harm than good. And let's be real, if a new manager comes in and he sees these players, yes, he can get a tune out of them for some time. But looking long term, we are in deeper shit than we were before Mikel Arteta even arrived. I'm seeing top gooners putting out tweets as in Arsenal have done great business. Our backup team is better than the team we had in 1920 season. The season when we won the FA Cup. This our backup team from the bench, rotational players, could not get past even normal Crystal Palace side. Fulham, Brighton, Bournemouth, Nottingham Forest. They would struggle against those teams. Yet this backup team is better than the main squad in 1920. Make it make some fucking sense. Wake up and smell the goddamn coffee. Fucking hell. Big up Hendon Gunner. Hope you're doing well, people. Like and subscribe. A big up Valeria. Hope you're doing well as well. Arsenal is a farce. Big up Pepper. And it is. It's an embarrassment. It's pathetic. Seriously, what are they doing? Tim Lewis. Send him back to get him. Throw him out. Sack him. Richard Garlick. Sack him. Arteta. Sack him. Andrea Berta. Any more. If this is true, sack him as well. Kroenkes. Sell the club and let's start over. Like, there is no other way we can save this mess right now. Big up TK. Hope you're doing well. Hope everything is fine with you. You are having a chill afternoon and everything. CDM's FC at this point. Yeah, basically. That's what it is. Big up YouTube Sensas. Congrats to Arsenal women for paying a Women's Football World Record transfer fee of $1 million for striker Olivia Smith from Liverpool's women's team. That team, at least our women's team, is doing some proper business. They're going to try and go for Champions League again. They're going to try to win the Women's Premier League as well. They got manager in what's its goddamn face? In October, November, half a year passes, they win the Champions League against some of the best teams in Women's Champions League and in women's football. Lyon, Barcelona, teams like that. Our team would be lucky if we could get past Barcelona and PSG and teams like that. We would genuinely be lucky. Oh, but we won on XG. Shove that XG up your ass and go smoke that. Can he play striker left wing? Like, it's insane. Insane. I will genuinely, I will as well. I will. It's unacceptable how this club is operating at the moment. Genuinely and utterly unacceptable, to say the least. Like, what the hell is this club doing? We'll end up paying 65 million for this scrub. Like, don't be surprised. Why are you shocked? We always sign the useless players from the big teams and always overpay them. We always pay the premium because apparently we are the whipping boys. Based on trophies, we are like the 10th graders. And the Chelseas and other teams are like 5th graders, 6th graders. And usually the 10th graders bully the small ones, the 6th graders and 5th graders. But this is a whole different situation. We are witnessing here how 5th graders and 6th graders are unanimously, emphatically, expeditiously bullying the 10th graders. How make it make sense? Robo, I was trying earlier to have a bit of a copium by watching Madueke comps earlier. Guess what? I was bored to death and the signing is a myth. Yeah, it is actually insane. And then to add on top of that, I go on YouTube, I randomly just go there and I see stuff like this. Ignore the troops stream, right? Look at this. Look at this. Look at this specifically. This one, I'm talking about this one. How Noni Madueke fixes Arsenal's biggest issue. People are putting out compilations. They're putting out videos, streams that Madueke is exactly what Arsenal need to bring our team to the next level. Make it make some goddamn sense. Serious talk. Make it make some goddamn sense. Where does that make sense? Why does that make sense? And why people are so accepting of these type of things? Why? When Yeri Trossard better than him, Martinelli, Dauman better than him. Exactly. Why we are buying the fact we buying him for Rodrigo Gyökeres, Eze, why we ain't done yet. Exactly. This club is just as backwards. And now Andrea Berta, sack him as well. If Berta is pushing this deal specifically, he's willing to pay 65 million. Like, seriously, we are sitting here. It's like you go to the shop, right? Let's just say you go to a pawn shop, right? You know how they say. They say the price. You try to haggle a bit, drop the price, right? But this is like you go to a pawn shop. You see, for example, a gold ring with a diamond or something like that. You want some bling. You want to look shiny and yeah, yo, and all this crap. You see this. You go to the brown broker and he says, well, I'm going to give you this for 5 grand. 5 grand, not bad. But you know what? I was thinking I'm going to pay you 6.5 grand. It's basically you admitting that you have no knowledge of the player and you are willing to pay over the top just to get it. Like, make it make sense. We are willingly showing that we want to pay more than you are asking for him. Like, how does that make any sense whatsoever? Bro ain't even worth 30 million. Exactly. Jarman was right to say that Berta is a problem. Berta is a problem right now. Because if this is true, because I don't know if it's true or not, but if this is coming out and this becomes truth, Andrea Berta is as bad as the rest of those guys up there. Just as bad. Oh, he's going to fix everything. I am saying this as a person who was defending Andrea Berta in front of other people, in front of other streamers. I have had in chats with views on WhatsApp as well. He was calling out Berta. I still was trying to defend him because I thought Andrea Berta would actually do something. But to see crap like this hours after I have tried to defend him, and I have defended him, really makes me re-question everything. I might be going out on loan next season. I might be the Latvian Madridista. Seriously. I might become something like that. I might become a Borussia Dortmund fan. Like, this is not serious. Bert is a fucking fraud. It looks that way. Bro fooled us into thinking he was good director at this decision. Exactly. Big up BBK Sports. Hope you're doing well today, my guy. Go subscribe to BBK Sports. Top guy, Arsenal fan and everything. Says it as it is as well. a bit more balanced. I'm not gonna lie, more balanced than me, but hey, we go with the flow. I'm a bit more emotional in that regard, but he actually manages to keep his emotions in check. So props to him for that. Go subscribe to him. Show some love as well to this stream. Drop a like and everything. Get him out before he ruins Bertie's crown. It looks that way. Bertie's a fraud. It looks that way, doesn't it? And over no difference. Fine. Some Arsenal fans are somewhere trying to convince themselves that Noni is a good signing. Yeah, it's all over Twitter. It's all over YouTube. There are TikToks and everything. Oh, but if you look at his XG and you look at his left leg, that it stinks less than his right leg, and his haircut kind of resembles Gervinho. Arsenal could make new bandana merch and everything. So it's a win-win-win-win-win, basically. No club does crap rejects. Exactly. Give him the number 14 shirt. Bro, TK, don't do this right now. You gonna get a 2-year timeout for saying stuff like this. But if this dumbass rocks up at the Emirates with number 14 or number 10, screw this. TK is just trolling. He is genuinely trolling. Sack yourself, Rob. I might sack myself from Arsenal and genuinely I go support someone else. I don't know. Hey, this might be rebranded once again in span of few months into an NBA channel, and I would do solely NBA content. Seriously, I don't care if stuff like this starts to happen on consistent basis. I am out. I'm piecing the scene. Just brings the women's basically. If this news about Berta saying that 50 mil for Madueke is cheap because he sees him as a 65 million, sack him exactly. Sack him on the spot. As he's trying to put the pen to the paper and everything, sack him. Big up Adjeri. Hope Elanga works well for you. Madueke is missing puzzle for Arsenal to win the league. Greenland, I know you don't think that, so don't try to rile me even more. Greenland. Oh God, this club is gonna make crash out. Yeah, it's gonna. A top gunner in my WhatsApp is praising Bert as a genius. For what? For what is he a genius? Tell me why he thinks he is a genius. Why? I don't want Madueke at the club. However, the abuse on his Twitter is... Yeah, that is the case. I don't want Madueke. I'm calling out Andrea Berta, Arteta, Garlic, Lewis, Kroenkes, and all these guys. I don't want a Madueke at the club. I don't think he's good enough for Arsenal and everything. However, the abuse he's getting on Twitter, on Instagram, yesterday and today is pathetic. If you are an Arsenal fan and you're doing this, you are not a real Arsenal fan. Let's be real. And to add on top of that, it's not his fault, is it? At the end of the day, because the moronic club that is Arsenal, are willing to pay that money for him. It's not his fault. It's not like he's going, pay 65 million for me. Come, Arsenal, pay 65 million for me and I'm going to go to your club. He's not doing that. Arsenal are openly willing to pay 65 million. They value him at that price. It's all on Arsenal. Berta, Garlic, Lewis. Like, make it make sense. Arsenal, Garlic, Lewis, whoever does the bidding and all this crap, he undervalues Gyökeres by 4 million and is trying to haggle over it. Yet he has no problem to pay 10 million over the top for a player like Madueke. Where does that make any goddamn sense whatsoever? Where does that make any sense? Seriously, where does that make sense? Bert is back to Bert. No, he's not even a Bert. He's genuinely a fraud. Nothing more, nothing less. Or does this mean that Mikel has the ultimate power and Berta was only brought to get the players Mikel wants and improve the club from a selling player's point of view? Maybe. But who have we sold this summer? Like, seriously, who have we sold this summer? Which player Andrea Berta has sold this summer? All right, he hasn't sold anyone. Tomiyasu on mutual consent terminated. What's its face? Tavares was already sold. So he has done nothing at the end of the day. He has done nothing. He had one job. Don't leave Portugal without the player. Yeah, and he came back empty-handed. He got a better tan. Maybe had some margaritas on the beach. That's it. Didn't do anything. Big up, why not? Hope you're doing well today, my guy. Bro, can't tell class player from hype flop. Like, it's insane. Just become a neutral fan of football. Watch PSG, Barcelona, Liverpool, City, etc. Just revel in watching Arsenal go tits up. Exactly. Seriously, I will become a different one. I'm genuinely could just bin this channel and become a full-on NBA channel. Much more exciting to watch Chet Holmgren, Shea Gilgeous-Alexander, and players like that to ball out against Halliburton, Miles Turner. Well, he's not there anymore, but you get the gist of it. To watch my Celtics are, my Bulls are not doing great, but I much rather watch Chicago Bulls and the mess they are in right now rather than watch Arsenal over this crap. Arsenal win nothing, Bulls win nothing. Like, what's the difference at the end of the day? He's Andrew Herbert now. He's like not even that, to be honest. Not even that. Please find the attacking players that Mikel has signed. It stinks. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I've seen it because it's literally 5 players. It's Willian, Trossard, Marquinhos, Jesus, and Sterling. 5 players. He has signed 5 players. I'm not counting Havertz in this solely due to because, let's be real, he was signed as a midfielder. Mikel Arteta said that himself. He was signed as a midfielder. Seriously. Here it is. These are the forwards Arteta has signed. And you cannot even count Havertz in that equation. Because Havertz was signed as a midfielder. Mikel Arteta said it himself in the interview. We are looking at the most attackers Arteta has signed. He binned off Aubameyang, he binned off Lacazette, Nicolas Pepe, players like that, to sign for us. Willian, Trossard, although Trossard has done decently good, I'm not gonna lie. Raheem Schillings, Jesus, who also was looking very good, but unfortunately the World Cup injury, and he was done after that. And Marquinhos, by the way, who was supposed to be a deal that would cost us literally nothing. Yet somehow Edu Gaspar managed to pay 3 million for him to keep good relations with Sao Paulo. What type of business we have done with Sao Paulo since? All right, none. We don't sign Brazilians anyways because apparently Arsenal are banned from signing players from the South America, apparently. Like, absolutely insane. Ferrari, dude, it's a struggle. I'm a Ferrari fan, they are a clown show. I'm an Arsenal fan, they are a clown show. I'm a Chicago Bulls fan, they also are a clown show. Like, seriously. I cannot catch a break to save my life, can I? 13 likes, big up people. If you haven't already, do me the favor, smash the like button and everything. If you haven't already, subscribe as well. Shit, bum, crap, reject. Yeah, that's about it. Yeah, our women's team have greater standards. Our women's team has won Champions League twice. As Pep Guardiola meme is going around. Meanwhile, Arsenal men's team has been to Champions League final once. They have more wins in Champions League finals than we have appearances in Champions League finals. Make it make sense. Big up on, big up. 694 subscribers. Big up to you all. 6 away from big 700. If you haven't already, do me the favor. Subscribe and more, of course, people. But yeah, like, somehow ease the pain, please. Someone ease my pain. Do you think Max will leave Red Bull after the sacking? Well, since Horner, well, I don't know. It will go 2 ways. Christian Horner getting sacked by Red Bull is one of the 2 things. Either he's gonna stay and Red Bull is just gonna nosedive to some extent, or that means that Max is going to most likely Mercedes. One or the other. I think one or the other is gonna happen. Because at the moment, it's a very sticky situation. I remember the allegations towards Red Bull and Horner as well. It wasn't great. Maybe it's something to do with that. Who knows? And everything. But ultimately, at the end of the day, I think it's going to do more harm than good for them at the end of the day. And it looks that way. Next season could be very tough. And this season already is also very, very, very problematic. But I think Max is gonna stay maybe for 1 year. Sorry. Speaking of Arteta ladies, I assume you mean Arsenal ladies, right? Olivia Smith will be the best player in the WSL one day, and maybe the best player not. Maybe if we can develop properly and everything, maybe one day. Anyways, not too sure if it's some positive news or not, but we're gonna talk about it as well. Let's talk about some positive news regarding Arsenal, of course. This is the positive news, allegedly positive news. Viktor Gyökeres deal remains ongoing with Arsenal and Sporting Lisbon. No chance for Gyökeres to show up for training for Lisbon. He already informed Sporting about that only wants Arsenal. And there are some other additions to this. The fact that basically the deal and the discussions needed to have a 24 to 72 hour cooling period where basically everyone just takes a break. They can think stuff over and they can begin negotiating once again. At the end of the day, apparently, if you can believe Fabrizio Romano, Frodizio Romano to some extent, the deal could be done by next week. Whether it's going to happen or not, it's a whole different story. We will have to wait and see, of course. But apparently, the deal is not on the brink of collapse, as it was reported yesterday, and the whole fan base again went to a massive meltdown, especially together with Madueke news. And I beg, if we are haggling over 5 million, it's more like 3 million now because Gyökeres is giving up the 2 million of his own salary because he wants Arsenal, which means it's only 3 million technically if you look at it that way. We are haggling over. Sign him. Fucking sign him already. We have no problem to pay over the top for Madueke, but we have problems to find 3-4 million to sign Gyökeres. Make it make some goddamn sense. How does this club even exist anymore? Oh, right. It's because of the Top Gunners. Because they buy all the merch, they buy everything Arsenal put out, they fund everything, and it's happy days. You cannot even empty the stadium, even if you have protests. Because, for example, the season tickets, right? You have your season ticket holders. Even if they all go away, it literally, you can refill the season ticket slots 3-4 more times, if not even 5. That is the queue to get season tickets. And basically, it's a never-ending circle at the end of the day. Just get it damn done. July 10th preseason starts in 9 days, to be honest. We fly out in 9 days, so preseason kicks off in 9 days. 9 days. Well, 8 technically, because let's be real, we are not going to sign him on the 19th as we are flying off to Singapore. 8 days. 8 goddamn days. I don't think we are getting a left winger if we sign Noni. No, we're not. If we sign Madueke, that's that. That's it. That is genuinely it. We sign Madueke, he's the left winger. Yesterday, there were rumors that Arteta envisions him as the Sane type of player there. He thinks he is very well for the left wing role, and he's going to nurture him like a little baby to become our main left winger. Which means Rodrigo news are pretty much irrelevant these days. Genuinely irrelevant. Let's be real. And how nuts is that? If you look at it this way, Rodrigo for Arsenal was a smokescreen to sign Noni Madueke. Shouldn't it be the other way around? We are linked with Madueke while we silently work for Rodrigo? No, it's not. For Arsenal, more sense makes. Be linked with Rodrigo, hold the fan base excited and all this stuff, and then you go for Madueke, which nobody wants. Make it make sense. We don't usually spend that money for a backup. I was reading reports that he initially refused to be backup for Saka. What changed? Exactly. What has changed? Because initially he was supposed to be backup for Saka, as you're saying right now. He didn't want to, and he also apparently didn't want to play left wing at the time. But what has changed? This has changed because money. It always talks. It always goddamn talks. Let's be real. Money talks. Madueke is on 50 grand a week at Chelsea right now. If he can come to Arsenal and get double the increase, if not triple the increase, the world is his oyster. Let's be real. And to be honest, our left-wing options are not that great either. So we genuinely are going to have three stooges on the left wing bailing it out. And that means we are already doomed. Let's be real. We will genuinely have three stooges on the left wing right now as options. And one is as bad as the next one to some extent. One has some strengths and some weaknesses. Next one has the other player's weaknesses as strengths and the other player's strengths as his weaknesses. And then there is someone in between who can do something good, something decently, and something bad. The fucking hell. No Gyökeres, July 10th, no Rodrigo, no Eze or Hato or left back, sorted. Berta is a genius. Yeah, he's a fraud. He is a fraud. That's BS, bro. Can't even score 10 league goals. Yeah. Madueke scored 7 league goals last year. He scored less than Martinelli, by the way. He scored less than Martinelli last year. And 4 of those goals came against Wolves. He scored a hat-trick against Wolves in the first week. And then he played Wolves again. He scored the 4th goal. So more than half of his goals came from 2 games. By this logic, Jesus is the next best thing since sliced bread. Because in 1 week's time, in 2 games against Crystal Palace, he scored 5 goals and got an assist. Like, what the hell is that? And then you have this, by the way. I think it was, where was it? I want to find something right now. Okay. Here it is. Big up Saad. If you know, you know. Saad's Football Corner. If you know, you know. Go subscribe to Saad as well. Saad the ITK. Pinkus. If you know Pinkus, you know Pinkus, right? This is what he said last year about Raheem Sterling. This is what he said last year, as on deadline day, Arsenal signed Raheem Shillings, who scored 0 goals in Premier League last year for Arsenal. This is what he said. Raheem Sterling will be a huge success at Arsenal. Fan base will fall in love with him when he bags his first goal. I'm buzzing to see him in an Arsenal shirt. This is what Pinkus last year said about goddamn Raheem Sterling, right? Now look what he said about Madueke. All it takes for Madueke is a game week 1 goal assist for you to fall in love with him. Sounds familiar. Deja vu. I get frustration. It's a weird one. But actively hating on a player who could well be on our own very soon holds 0 value. 0. Like, what the hell is he talking about? He said the same shit about Sterling and he is saying the same shit about Madueke. Both are shit. None of them elevate Arsenal. Why? Genuinely, why are you doing this? What is urging you to say stuff like this? Even Nelly right now better than his... Martinelli Robotic is even better than him. Vigieri is better than Madueke. Like, what are we doing here? Seriously, what the hell is this club doing here? It makes 0 sense whatsoever. They keep saying that Madueke will be on 50 grand a week. They're deluded, these sub-gunners. Yeah, because Madueke right now is on 50 grand a week. If he's already on 50 grand a week, there is no chance in hell that we're going to sign him on the same money in it. There is no chance in hell we are signing him on same money. Because if we look actually, where is Arsenal salaries, right? If we look at this, here we go. We all know Kai Havertz's wages. 280 grand a week, right? 280 grand a week. Now, look at what salary Havertz was on at Chelsea, by the way. Havertz at Chelsea, we signed him in 23-24 season. Even signing Havertz for 65 million. Wait, he's not here anymore? No, wrong season. Never mind. That is what season? 23, 24. Oh my God. 23, 24, 22, 23. No, my bad. One season there was, I cannot, Havertz. Yeah. Here we go. Kai Havertz was on 250 at Chelsea. We signed him for 65 million and gave him a 35,000 grand increase already. And now we are going to sign Madueke, right? And he right now is, where is Madueke? Where is Madueke? 50 grand a week. No chance in hell that Arsenal are signing him and they're not going to make him a higher wage. They're not going to put him a lower wage. Like, bro, I talked about Galatasaray on a stream just now and it felt good. I think I might rebrand. And I don't blame you. I genuinely don't blame you. I'm sitting here as well and thinking about rebranding this channel into an NBA goddamn channel and speak daily, hour a day, make some videos, shorts, TikToks about NBA. Seriously, because there's nothing more. It's so chill when you talk about anything besides Arsenal, because only this club is making me vex on streams. You have seen me talk about NBA on streams, about life on streams, past footballers or football in general on streams, doing random Q&As on streams. I'm chill. I'm relaxed. As soon as we have to talk about Arsenal, head's gone. It's not a coincidence, because I'm not the only one, by the way. I'm not genuinely the only one. Big up Stockholm Gunnar. Hope you're doing well. Big up Robo, what is your thought on Luis Diaz from Liverpool? Why not go for him, as he wants to leave Liverpool and he could easily compete with Martinelli? The thing is, he wants to go to Bayern Munich. He already has agreed personal terms with Bayern Munich, and it looks like he's gonna go to Bayern Munich if he's getting sold. He's not gonna come to Arsenal. I wouldn't say no to Luis Diaz, by the way, but at the moment, looking at how advanced is the deal, it's not gonna happen. Because we all know Arsenal, and they're never going to go in and swoop in and pull the rug out of someone else's feet. They're never going to do that. Any Eze updates? Well, there is something, but there is nothing too, exciting. Let's just put it that way. Nothing new. Let's just say that. Because the only thing there is about Eze, right, is this. And it's coming also from Ben Jacobs, so take that with a pinch of salt. This is the only thing about Eze. Arsenal expect to approach Crystal Palace to formally discuss Ebrecht Eze. To formally discuss, by the way. So that as well means that there still has not been any contact regarding Eze to Arsenal whatsoever. Which again means, unless Arsenal resolve it quickly, there is no chance in hell we are signing him before preseason kicks off. Palace attacker still high in Arsenal's thinking, as revealed. And the worst part is, at least if you look at it from Crystal Palace's point of view, they are not going to play in Europa League. It's very sad, to be honest, but it is what it is, I guess, at the end of the day. They won the FA Cup. They should be playing in Europa League, but they are not. They are not going to play in Europa League next season. So they will lose some of their best players. Like Gehi is looking like he's going to go to Newcastle or Liverpool. And now Eze as well is on the chopping block. Same goes for Mateta. He might go to AC Milan or Fenerbahce or something like that for about 30, 35 million, right? So Eze also might be leaving. And I wouldn't be surprised if someone like, Bayern Munich get him. Because he knows also Olise. They are good buddies. They play together very well with the Musiala injury as well. You know, there are some openings. There are some openings. I wouldn't be surprised. But let's see what Arsenal does in this regard. Let's genuinely see what Arsenal does in this regard, because that could tell a lot. I've seen his boat race before. I'm hearing strong reports. Noni 10. AJ, don't do this. Don't you dare Arsenal to do this. No 10s and no 14s. Don't you dare. Bro, they told us the same about Havertz, remember? Yeah, they said the same thing about Havertz. They told us, relax and wait. We ended up with Sterling. Yeah, exactly. Be excited. Be patient. It's going to happen. And it happened. First time we got linked with Kai Havertz, right? I thought, That's a random one. He looks shit at Chelsea. Why would we sign him? It makes no sense. We need some more other players there. A few weeks later, we signed Kai Havertz. We were trying to sign Nico Williams, or we were linked with Nico Williams last summer. I said I think it was early August or something like that on the stream. Don't be surprised if we don't go, since Chelsea are signing Pedro Neto, right? Since Chelsea are signing Pedro Neto, Raheem Sterling will be on his way out. Soon enough, Arsenal are linked with Sterling. Didn't take too long, did it? Didn't take genuinely too long, and he was out. Genuinely, he was out like that. And Arsenal were just greeted him with open goddamn arms. Happy, excited, be excited, you will see the best of me. And he scored 0 goals for us in Premier League. Like, it's always the same goddamn thing. Not right now, bro. No fucking way that bum wears Ozil's son. Yeah, exactly. Madueke will be on, like, 100%. He will be on at least 100 grand, 120 grand, something like that. There's no way he's going to be on about 50, 60. Because 50 million for a player, he's going to be a star. Because Arsenal, that's how they do the business. And Madueke, if he starts, right, for him that will be quite disrespectful towards Madueke if he received salary 2 times less than Martinelli. Because Martinelli is on 180. Trossard is on, let's see this. Martinelli is on 180, right? And Trossard is on 90, which means Madueke has to be somewhere around here, 120, 130 to feel somewhat comfortable as a starter. It's going to happen, guys. It genuinely is going to happen. Brace yourselves. Brace yourselves for impact. Because that is gonna hit different. Genuinely gonna hit different. Let's be real. It's gonna be a whole different situation at Arsenal really, really, really soon. Anyways, some other news regarding Arsenal. Parma apparently have asked information to Arsenal about Fabio Vieira. Whether it's going to happen or not, no idea. Obviously, Parma is not one of those clubs who have buttloads of money, so we are definitely, at best, we can get a loan. But I don't want to see that as well. I just want him gone at the end of the day. I genuinely just want him gone at the end of the day. Nothing more, nothing less. And of course, the infamous tweet from David Ornstein, what he said in an interview, and based on our signings, it shows. It genuinely shows. Those within the club are very happy with Mikel Arteta's progress at Arsenal, and it's not thought that the external pressure to deliver is replicated internally. So he's under no pressure whatsoever. Hey, hey. Woohoo! Hey, hey. Woohoo! Happy days. Arteta is here for 10 more years. Arteta is under no pressure at Arsenal. Insane. Insane. Seriously. Like, what are we doing here? No pressures at Arsenal or anything. Nothing. 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 Like, that is the nuts one. That is a nuts one, to say the least, for me personally. But I still cannot get over this one. Because if I show... No. He said that 2 days ago. He said that 2 days ago when he had the interview for The Athletic. You know that weekly interview, or he does it twice a week or whatever, where he talks about transfers, latest ones and everything, right? He said it then. That's what he said on the podcast or something like that, if I'm not mistaken. Hell no, I don't even want him for backup, much less starting. The fuck Rodrigo, Lookman, Byrne. Like, it's not going to happen. Like, it's going to happen. Prepare. He has that strong personality. I could see him asking for that number 10 or 14 shirt, trying to prove everyone wrong. Watch. Yeah, I can see that. I can see that. There were also talks that people close to Madueke are saying he has no attitude issues. He's very strict, very determined, and if he comes to Arsenal, he's gonna succeed. So let's be real. And if you even think about number 14 shirt at Arsenal, think about the last few players who have had number 14 shirt at Arsenal. We have had Thierry Henry, who has made the number 14, at least for me personally, what it is. And then, of course, you have your scrubs like Walcott, Eddie Nketiah, and everything. Like afterwards, it's not a good track record. Genuinely, it's not a good track record if you think about it. Eddie Nketiah and Theo Walcott. Oh my goodness gracious. Like seriously. Like that is already that is already kind of insane. And of course, Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang as well. So technically, Aubameyang has been the only player who has worn the number 14 shirt with some respect and dignity. Rest of them, oh bloody hell, have mercy on us all. When Yeri bared and him down and too, yeah, exactly. Yeah. I missed this. Drastic, yeah, exactly. Drastic actions might be needed. Carlos Cuesta is the head coach at Parma. He knows Fabio very well. The link makes sense. Yeah, true, because he is ex-Arsenal, Carlos Cuesta, so it makes sense. But Parma has no money. Like, they have money, but they are not a rich club, unfortunately. So the best they can do is a loan, and I don't want to do loans. Like, I don't want to do loans. I want to sell him. When does Fabio Vieira's contract run out? June 30th, 2027. So in 2 years, Fabio Vieira runs out of contract, which means next summer he will enter his last year of the contract. So either we sell him now or we sell him next summer, but otherwise we are looking at another player who we lose money on, who will go for free potentially evenly. Man ain't even the best winger in his own country. Yep. King Titi, legendary GOAT. Madueke can't. Exactly. That is the biggest thing. Much less Manieri is both like this club is gonna be the end of me, isn't it? This club is genuinely gonna be the end of me. And then, of course, you have the infamous things. You go, for example, to Fabrizio Romano's Twitter account, right? You go to his Twitter account and you see stuff like this. I'm going to show you. Now, where is it? Here we go. Mohamed Kudus has successfully passed main part of his medical at Spurs. Next step, formal documents to be signed. They announced this deal yesterday. They already signed him yesterday. 55 million. So at the end of the day, it could come to a point where Spurs, for Kudus, pay less than Arsenal are going to pay for Madueke. Seriously, we are coming to that point. We genuinely are coming to that point where Kudus will be cheaper than Madueke. And Arsenal didn't entertain that option. Then, of course, there is the other one. Olympique Marseille held talks today, but he could be returning to Marseille. Good luck to him. And here we go. Morgan Gibbs-White has now been authorized for medical on Friday as a new Spurs player as well. Spurs, in 2 days, spent 115 million to sign Morgan Gibbs-White and Kudus. In 2 days, 2 signings, 115 million spent, and 2 solidly good signings. Seriously. We let Spurs get Kudus. Yeah, exactly. I hate Spurs. How'd they get Morgan Gibbs-White and Kudus? Exactly. Think about it. They actually got 2 proper players. I know that what's its face? Gibbs-White is a bit overhyped, a bit, I'm not gonna lie, but overall he's not a bad player. But the fact that at the end of the day, we are going to pay for Madueke more than Spurs paid for Kudus is a travesty, and I have to say the least. Man, Arsenal, Frankman, Spurs signing players before us and Spurs signing attackers before us. Yeah, exactly. They're signing forward. Chelsea have signed 3 forwards, by the way. Chelsea have signed 3 forwards. Arsenal have signed zilch. Think about it also that. I don't rate Morgan. I don't as well. He is overhyped. but he's not a bad player, let's be real. And I think with Thomas Frank coaching him, he actually will be good. I genuinely believe so. But Spurs still showing more ambition, yeah. They have signed 2 solid, strong attacking players. What has Arsenal done? We have signed Kepa, we have signed Norgaard, and we have signed Zubimendi. Like, it makes no sense whatsoever, to say the least. Who else there? What else is happening? Ferguson. Remember the Ferguson deal? Arsenal were interested in him. Ferguson might go to Roma. Koktu, a very good player, to be honest. I really like Koktu at Feyenoord, by the way. I'm just going to put it out there. But yeah, he's going to Besiktas. Roma have Wesley they want to sign. The same Wesley, yeah, the Wesley from Aston Villa and everything. Theo Hernandez is joining Al Hilal. And of course, Gyökeres. Mahamadou Sangare has signed with City, leaving PSG. That's an interesting one, I'm not gonna lie. Ciro Immobile has gone to Bologna, so everyone is signing attackers and some good players. Meanwhile, Arsenal, well, they're doing nothing. Let's be real. Arsenal genuinely are doing nothing, sitting on their hands. Like, make it make sense. And Arsenal are out here assembling the CDMs. Exactly. We are signing more defenders than attackers. Overall, it doesn't matter what time you look at it, we have signed more defenders than attackers. We have signed more goalkeepers than attackers. Let that even sink in. We have signed 9 goalkeepers under Mikel Arteta, or 10 even. We have signed 5 attackers. 5 versus 10. We have signed two times more goalkeepers under Mikel Arteta than we have signed forwards under Mikel Arteta. Where does that make any sense? Seriously, where does that make any sense? Can someone explain this to me? Man City going for that PSG talent? Yeah. If you're good, you're good, I guess, at the end of the day. Like, these news regarding Madueke, that he's worth 65 million and all this stuff, I just cannot. I cannot deal with this. It's something I never thought I would see, but it looks like I'm going to see this, which is the most annoying part overall. This is painful, I'm not going to lie. We are willing to pay 65 million in the current market to sign Noni Madueke. Meanwhile, Spurs can get Kudus, who was reportedly 80 million, by the way, for 55. They got 25 million discount. 25 million discount. How about Arsenal get a 25 million discount on Madueke and buy him for 25, not 50? How about that? Like, seriously, how about that? Bros assembling the goalkeepers like that, they can help us win something. Keepers must can play inverted striker or something. Yeah. It, like last year, was it? No, it was 2 years ago. We were even laughing at this because it looked like at some point we could see Ramsdale at striker because he was doing that shooting challenge with Ben Foster on his channel, right, on YouTube, and he looked better at finishing and shooting than everyone we had in the attack. Like, we were even laughing at that. The defense has bailed out the attack for a while now. I hope next season the attack bails out the defense next season. Hopefully. And let's not forget, in the first about 5-6 games, David Raya even bailed out the defense as a whole. Some wonder saves he made against Aston Villa, against Atalanta, against the Wolves, and everyone bailed out the defense because they were nowhere to be found. Then the defense kicked into gear, more or less, and obviously attack was never to be seen nowhere. And it shows. On all the stats, it shows. Let's be real. Oh, but we had better XG and everything. Don't care. At the end of the day, only thing that matters is the result on the scoreboard. You won or you lost, or you drew, maybe. You're looking at Arsenal, we only drew. We almost drew half of the season. We had 14 draws out of 19. Like, make it make sense. Like, seriously, make it make some goddamn sense at the end of the day. Make it make some sense. Raya was playing, yeah, he was. But yeah, I don't know where to go from here. This is not looking good, is it? It genuinely is not looking good. Transfer window is still open, for what, 50 days. 50 days. Premier League kicks off in 30, in about 40 days. Premier League kicks off. In about 40 days, Premier League kicks off. And we still have no striker. We still have no left winger. And we have no left back. What are we doing here? What are we doing here? Rice inverted left wing, and don't be surprised, since Havertz needs to be somehow squeezed into the team. We might see Havertz as an 8, or as a left wing, or somewhere, because he's not going to hold bench consistently, is he? Your player of the season last year. I'm going to say, I have the way I deal this is basically, for me, it is Gabriel Magalhaes, without shadow of a doubt. Now, the thing is, there's a massive asterisk by his name solely due to the fact that he got injured. If he doesn't get injured, by a mile, Gabriel Magalhaes, for me, would be the player of the season. However, since he got injured, for me, player of the season is Jurrien Timber. For me, player of the season is Jurrien Timber. I even did this on one of the streams. My 5 players of the season last year were Gabriel Magalhaes, Jurrien Timber, David Raya, in no specific order, by the way, in general, right? David Raya, Thomas Partey, and I think it was Declan Rice. Rice or Skelly, something like that. I think it was Declan Rice. And then obviously, if you look at my top 5 or even top 6, it doesn't matter in this case, of my players of the season rankings, do you notice that I have only defenders or defensive midfielders in that list? No attacking players whatsoever. Pretty much says it all about our season last year, doesn't it? Genuinely, pretty much says it all. Big up Most Wanted. Hope you're doing well today, my guy. Hope you are feeling very calm and very nice as an Arsenal fan, because I'm not. I genuinely are not. Partey, Timber, Raya, Gabriel, and who's that? Trossard or what? No attacker, none. Exactly. No attacker, none. Only defenders, defensive midfielders. That for me, top 5, top 6, right? Of the players, yeah, it's only goalkeeper and defenders or defensive midfielders. No attacking midfielders, no attackers, nothing. And that pretty much showed throughout the whole season. We had the best defensive record. We conceded very few goals. Let's just say that it is a few goals, not that many. And we mostly got draws or wins. Raya won the Golden Glove, which pretty much shows it all, doesn't it? At the end of the day, which pretty much shows it all. We had none of our attackers, for the first time in 105 years, none of Arsenal's players reached 10-goal mark. For the first time in 105 years. For over a century had passed. And for the first time in this time, no attacker for Arsenal or any player whatsoever reached over 10 goals throughout the whole season. Kai Havertz had 9 in February when he tore his ACL. And nobody caught him or overtook him. Seriously. And Bukayo Saka, he was our assist leader with 14, 13 assists in December when he also when he tore his ACL. He got injured, had the surgery, recovered, came back, and still nobody was close his assist total since then. For 4 months, nobody caught him up. That pretty much showed our attack last year. Nowhere good enough, impotent, let's be real, and could not do anything. And it showed in results. Barely scraping 1-2 goal wins or draws at the end of the day, and nothing to show for it. We're moving like Inspector Gadget in the market. Dude, if we only had Inspector Gadget abilities in the market. Timber inverted... Actually, MLS instead of... Yeah. I wouldn't say no. Raya too. Personally, Big Gubby, Timber, Raya, MLS, maybe Rice. Exactly. No attackers, only midfielders, defenders. Saka FC, we are Saka FC. Injured Saka was playing better than a whole attack combined. The less said about Mosquito Guard than better, let's be real. Zinchenko played 2 games as a number 10 last year. In those 2 games, he looked better than Odegaard throughout the whole season. Like, what are we doing here? Seriously, what the hell are we doing here? Like, this club is ass backwards. We need to shape up quickly. The sad part is, knowing Arsenal, looking at our history in the transfer market, and the PTSD that is already settling in pretty damn hard, I'm not looking forward to this one single bit. I'm not gonna lie. Next season, 100% will be a massive eye-opener. Our first 6 games are Old Trafford with United away, Leeds at home, Liverpool away, Nottingham Forest at home, City at home, and then we have Newcastle away. First 6 games, we play Newcastle, Liverpool, United, Man City, Nottingham Forest, and Leeds. And the 7th game of the season, by the way, is West Ham at home. And we all know the last 2 seasons how we have done against West Ham at home, by the way. Always has been a pleasure. Like, genuinely, in the first 5 to 7 games even, if we don't do the right signings, if we don't shape up, if we don't adjust our playstyle, if Arteta doesn't stop being stubborn, so egocentric, he does not change his system, we might be out of the title race already, by the way. We genuinely could be out of title race. And I'm going to be honest with you. I don't see us being in the title race next season. We'll be lucky if we finish top 4. Because there will be some things that are going to repeat themselves. Arsenal, unless we sign a striker, we won't be able to score. Besides Saka, unless we sign some proper forwards, we won't be able to create or be dangerous. Some big players are going to get injured once again. We're going to leak goals. And at the end, it's going to be peak. Let's be real. It's going to be peak. And don't be surprised, as DJB is saying, this big up DJB, by the way. I don't know if he even knows who I am, but DJB said it on his stream. He predicts that Arteta is going to be sacked by Christmas. By Christmas. So basically, at the time when we signed him, he could get sacked around that time, right? If we start in the first 7 games, we don't get at least 18 points, which is 6 wins. If we're talking about it roughly, right? We're done. We genuinely are done because in the first 6 games of the season, we played two of our main rivals for the title, allegedly. City and Liverpool. We're going away to Anfield, where we haven't won in 13 years, by the way. So at the moment, we have no indication that we're going to do it for the first time in this time frame. And of course, we welcome City at home. Yes, last year we won 5-1. City doesn't look comfortable defensively and they're leaking goals, as we saw in the Club World Cup. At the same time, you really think that Pep Guardiola won't think of something? Rodri is back. They have signed some fantastic attacking players, good defensive midfield players. Let's be real. It's not going to be the same game as it was last year. And we don't know how Saka is going to look back from injury, how Gabriel is going to look after the injury, how even Kai Havertz is going to look after the injury. There are still questions to be answered. And the longer we are in this transfer window, the less answers we get and the more questions are being raised. And unfortunately, most of these questions are rhetorical questions with no answers whatsoever. So yeah, people, I guess it is what it is. I said we will be out of race by October. It could really well happen. Let's not forget we have Champions League in between those games as well. There is also international breaks. So Arsenal giving us meltdowns even when not kicking a ball, disgraceful. I'm now asking myself, why did Thierry lie to me? Yeah, let's be real. I'm blaming Thierry Henry as well for conning me into supporting Arsenal. That one goal he scored against Spurs in that 3-0 win at home in 2002. When he took the ball in the middle of the pitch, ran between 4 or 5 players, then he scored a goal. Then Wiltord scored. And who was it? Pires scored, or Lumbag scored, I think it was, right? I blame Thierry Henry for conning me into supporting Arsenal. Genuinely. DJB speaks facts. Yeah, 100%. PSG out here putting belt to everybody. Yeah, 100%. They're whipping everyone. We were lucky they didn't destroy us like Madrid and Inter. Yeah, let's be real. We did. But according to Mikel Arteta, we were the best team in Champions League. We are the best team in Europe. We won on XG according to Top Gunners. For me personally, it means nothing. We couldn't put the ball in the net. We suck. That's it. We won't even be in the race. Yeah, we won't. Let's be real. It will take a few games for people to catch on, but it could get ugly and dark real quick. Real quick. Because people think it's gonna be easy. We will go to Old Trafford, we're gonna win. Have you seen us at Old Trafford? No matter what form United are in, no matter what form Arsenal are in, we always struggle there. Leeds at home, we will see how that goes. If it was at Ellen Road, I would be scared shitless, I'm not gonna lie. Then we are going out to Anfield. As I said, 13 years without a win there, so it's gonna be a rough one, to say the least. Then we have Forest at home. Again, not an easy game. Then we host as well Man City. We'll see what Pep has for us. And then we are going out, by the way. After Man City game, we have Champions League, I think, if I'm not mistaken. And then we go out to St. James's Park to play Newcastle. You want to tell me that in the first 6 games, we could genuinely lose, we could not lose the league? We are not going to be in title race. I'm selling this right now. But for everyone that still believes we're going to be in a title race, first 6 games, we could be out of it already. And then it's going to be just a top 4 race. Genuinely, it's going to be only a top 4 race. If it wasn't for Kivior, you'd be gone at 5. And I'm going, yeah, whatever. PSG out here schooling everybody, got them shook by just hearing their name. Arsenal getting laughed at, not even relegation teams scared of us. Yeah, nobody's scared of us. According to Terry Flowers and everyone else, Arsenal are scary, scintillating, dangerous, and all this stuff. But let's be real, nobody's scared of us. Nobody is scared of us. It's not the same as it was when we were at Highbury. When you saw Thierry Henry walk out on the pitch, you genuinely knew that you're gonna have a long day. Some defenders are admitting to have sleepless nights only because they knew they will have to play against Thierry Henry the next day. They are admitting that. Some managers are admitting that there was nothing you can do about Thierry Henry. No matter what tactics you use, no matter how you wanted to mark him out of the game, it was impossible. Like, we don't have the player like that. We don't. And let's be real, we won't. And everything, like, it's insane. It genuinely is insane. Like, yeah, it is insane. But yeah, people. But yeah. I think on that, about last settings, PSG doing a SmackDown Roadshow, Chelsea next on their schedule, yeah. It will be interesting how Chelsea going to look against PSG. Because if Chelsea win, right, we will be on the brink of signing World Cup winning Madueke, by the way. Let that sink in. And then PSG play against Spurs. And if Spurs win that Super Cup game against PSG, which I don't see, but if that happens as well, oh my God, I might not survive everything. I might not survive this all. I actually think it could be a very close game, 100%. I'm not writing off Chelsea completely. I'm not as well. I'm generally not as well. It might be closer than people expect it to be. Chelsea are closing the gap on us by giving us their draws a lot of money, and they got better. Yeah, they're using our money to destroy us, basically. They're using our own weapons against us. Let's be real. And it's working, because we don't learn from our mistakes. We repeat the same mistakes over and over and over again. We are basically performing the definition of insanity in real life, which is doing the same thing over and over and over again and expecting different results. And I'm talking about signing Chelsea Dross here. And of course, Mikel Arteta, who never changes. I will flip out badly, exactly, and turn into Little Jeff. I'm going to call you Little Jeff if Chelsea win, by the way, just telling this right now. But yeah, people, if you haven't already, like the stream, subscribe if you're new. And I think on that note, I'm going to end today's stream. I've been live for an hour and 15 minutes almost. Had to end. Let's just put it that way. Had to end. Hopefully you enjoyed the stream. Hopefully you enjoyed your stay. Tomorrow is a new day. Let's see what tomorrow brings. Hopefully Arsenal signs someone big tomorrow. And I'm not talking about Madueke. I'm talking about Gyökeres or Eze or something like that. You'll notice that this stream I haven't even talked about Rodrigo. And that is solely due to the fact that I don't believe we're going to get him whatsoever anymore. Chelsea get linked to players, and the next hour the players announce. We take years and months to get players, and we don't even get them half the time at the end of the day. Most wanted. We don't even get them. Look at Spurs. Yesterday, linked with Kudus. Today, Kudus has passed medicals. Only need to sign a contract. Look at today. Morgan Gibbs-White, linked, put in a bid. Today, he's doing medicals tomorrow. Tomorrow, he will be announced or he will sign the contract. 2 days, 115 million spent. He's at the club. Meanwhile, Arsenal, well, the less said the better. But yeah, let's be real. It's going to be long. It's going to be painful. And unfortunately, there's nothing you can do about this. Big up, Ashley. What I'm not understanding is how does it take Chelsea 5 hours to sign a striker, and we can even sign Gyökeres after nearly a week? Exactly. It's not even 5. It's not even a week. Look at Calafiori last year. It took us a month and a half to sign him. We've been scouting and signing Sesko for over a year, by the way. We started that last summer, and we still didn't get him. We signed Merino for a month. We signed Declan Rice for a month and everything. Other teams just 1 day linked, next day bid, third day he's announced. 3 days, at worst a week, right? Arsenal, it only takes a week for Arsenal to figure out who they are. And we're debating over 5 million. Exactly, pathetic. We don't want to pay extra 5 million for Gyökeres, but Andrea Berti is willing to pay 15 million over the valuation of Madueke to sign him. Make it make sense. Liverpool City have already acquired squad. Daitse already. Arsenal out here assembling CDM's brigade. Yeah. And let's be real, they're going to sign someone else as well. It's not the end of their business. They're going to sign some more players. But yeah, people, I'm going to end it here. Have a nice evening. Have a nice, great tomorrow. Hope to see you tomorrow on the stream as well. Hope you enjoyed your stay. Hope you feel a bit better. And I'm going to see you very, very, very soon. Hope Arsenal actually don't cause us more pain tomorrow. But yeah, for today, I am out and see you soon. Peace.